Grand rising, beautiful people of the earth. This is your girl, Mama G. And today we're all still basking in the warm holiday glow. Feeling good, feeling optimistic. Some of us feeling kind of anxious. Some of us our New Year resolutions have rendered us overwhelmed. I get it. For a lot of us, 2019 was a year of awakenings to new ideas, awakenings into a deeper realm of our creativity. And some of us are feeling kind of, I don't know if this year is anything like last year. Well, I want to say this. This year is going to be a year of your making. The work that you've done in previous years has framed this year ahead for you. It's now in the making. So if you focused on the self-work, you're going to experience that. If you avoided the work, then you'll have to go through the lessons again until you master it. Mastery. Remember, I told you before that true mastery is the ability to stay focused in the midst of the chaos, earth disturbance, trauma, and drama. So, where are we? Let's just check in with ourselves. Where are we right now? The angle that I'm coming from today is all about yourself. Me. Where am I? I've noticed that even the ones who are married, they're waking up to finding themselves enmeshed in their mate, in their companion, in their husband, in their wife. That's where they find their true identity. This will not be the year of a continuation of that activity, whether it's your long-term boyfriend, whether it's just whatever, your identity within your role and of as being your children's parent, your identity within the role of being your husband's wife, being your wife's husband. There's no more of that. Not in 2020. This is a year where it's time to emotionally, above all else, emotionally save yourself. This is the year that you will find yourself crawling out of your hole that you've dug your way into or just fell into. But this is that year that you're going to dig your way out and you're going to become your own champion. I'm going to say that again. This is the year that you're going to dig yourself out of that emotional hole to become your own champion. The columnist Heidi Priebe, she writes a lot of banging ass articles, but she wrote an article about timing. It's about when the timing is wrong. We meet someone and the connection, the attraction is there. It's like, dang, where have you been all my life, dude? You look at the relationship or the connection. Let's just start with the connection. And it is strong. It cannot be denied. And you're thinking, are you my soulmate? Who are you? Oh my gosh. I mean, at this point, I can imagine my life with you, going forward with you. That's the time when we have to differentiate between a twin flame and a soulmate. A soulmate is someone who is connected, tied to your soul, that you've traveled many dimensions together. You meet up in this dimension, and you immediately recognize the person. It's like, I know you. We've traveled together before. A twin flame, on the other hand, is pretty much someone who mirrors you. But this is the thing with the twin flame. Twin flames relationships or connections. I keep saying relationships, but the word that I want to use is connections, because it's all about your connectivity. A twin flame is someone with whom you have a connection with, but there's an expiration date on it. Yeah. A lot of times when you're in a twin flame connection, there's something that you're supposed to get from this person. There's I don't want to say a lesson that you're to learn, but there is something within that connection that you need to master, because there was some talk about twin flame connections being a karmic contract. Okay, well, look that up for yourself, because that ain't my thing to get into that. That's not why I'm here today. The reason why I'm here today is to talk about timing. And it's so fitting that I woke up this morning and Spirit had put it on my mind to talk about timing, because there are a lot of us who we're losing a lot of time because we are so stuck within the definitions, the roles, the everything that makes up the connection that you currently have with someone, but you're finding yourself running the risk of losing yourself within that connection. Sometimes we hang on to connections that they've run their course. It's time to move on now. Sometimes within that time frame, we jumped too fast and made some other moves within that connection, that those connections were to solidify the bond. The connection was to strengthen the bond. Sometimes we are strengthening a bond that it's outlived its date. Okay? It's over. It's supposed to be over. You're prolonging the inevitable. Okay? So I just want to tell you something, give you a tool to work with in 2020. Let's go ahead and focus on these things the first few days of January, simply because you don't want your whole year to be centered around, first of all, trying to prolong the inevitable. Secondly, trying to salvage something that it's over. It's done. It served its purpose, and now it's time for you to go further down the rabbit hole, to dig deeper. It's just time for your soul to evolve. Okay? So let's talk about timing. Okay, the wrong time versus the wrong person. Going back to what Heidi Preep was talking about, if you really look at it, we say, "Oh my gosh, the timing is off. It's terrible. I met the person of my dreams. I could see us being together, but this is the wrong time." If it was like a year ago before I got in this relationship, or if I would have gotten them 2.5 years ago before they got in their relationship, we'd be awesome together. So now, you find yourself in a relationship with, well, you found a connection with this bomb ass person, but to a certain degree, they're emotionally unavailable to you. Emotionally unavailable because they can't give you their all. You can get the sex when you can get the sex, when you're in the middle of your day and there's a situation and you're unhappy. You can send out a distress text or call and they'll answer, and they will gently stroke your emotions. They will talk you off the ledge, okay? But still, it's an emotionally unavailable person because they're not 100% invested into your connection, because you have now found yourself within a third party connection. It's not just the two of you, it's you and that person's other person, or you and that person and your other person. Now, what is the deeper breakdown behind that? What does this mean? Oh, it just means that the timing is wrong. The timing is wrong. This is the right person. Trust me, this is the right person, but the timing is wrong. Because like I said, if we would have met earlier in life, then we would be together. The timing, it's the timing. Everybody always blaming time. But the truth of the matter, like Miss Preep said, it's not timing that's at fault. We don't really want to lay fault and blame here. We're not going to assign that. But as she stated, the people that we meet at the wrong time is actually the wrong person. Honey, when I read that, I had to stop and go over it and let it sink in. Then I had to go back over it again and let it sink in, and then go back over it again and let it sink in, and then go back over it again and let it sink in. And it just blew me away, because that has always been my consensus on it. Oh, just wrong timing. Absolutely the right person. And so what? Then we find ourselves sticking around, coming through the back door, the side door, to either have this person in our lives or to be a part of their lives. And we're waiting. We're playing the waiting game. We're playing the waiting game with ourselves. Because if you truly believe in divine timing, what's yours by divine right? Your divine right selected mate, lover, whatever. What is your divine right selection of, and you fill in the blank from here? What is yours? Because I think that when you are waiting around for someone, you're wasting time You're wasting emotions because, like I said before, this person is emotionally unavailable to you. And you're just hanging on like a third party, a third wheel, whatever. You're hanging on to something that is not yours. So Heidi goes on to say that you never meet the right people at the wrong time because the right people are timeless. Let that sink in. You never meet the right people at the wrong time because the right people, now this is just the definition you gave me when we came to agree on who's the right person, who's the wrong person. The ex that you left behind, that was the wrong person. Thank God I let them go. Now you have been blessed enough with your vision to see and identify, to key into the right person, but they just happen to be in a relationship. You did not meet the right person. Let me tell you why. The right people make necessary adjustments because they're willing to follow the unknown. They believe in the connection and they know that the outcome will be for not only their highest and best, but for yours as well. But now let's just focus on ourselves here. What am I really saying? That right person that you met who happened to be currently in another situation, if they're truly the right person, they're going to drop everything. Now, this is a hard pill to swallow. They're going to be willing to just, when they, even in the situation that they're in, once they lay eyes on the connection and see that there is a real connection between you and them, they're going to be willing to walk away from whatever it is that they're currently doing just to connect with you. No third party, no all that other bullshit. Well, that's the house that I bought. I spent, you know, I've invested a lot of money into that home. I'm not going to walk away from the house that I built, the home that I built. I'm not walking away. The children are in middle school, high school, whatever. I'm not going to devastate the kids. I'm not going to walk away. Which is more devastating? You staying there and there's so many pieces of you that's been sliced and served up to other people outside of that home that you have nothing really left to give. So in a sense, you're emotionally unavailable in the home because you're not 100% there, because you're at home with your situation. Yeah. But at this point, it's a situation. You're at home with that situation, but your mind is not there. Your mind is over at your chick's house, thinking about, that last Pornhub sex that she gave you. Your mind is not fully there. So you know, even though you play with the kids, you help them with their homework, you're whatever, you're trying to give them that quality time, you're not 100% there because your mind is someplace else. Okay? Now, as far as that other person that's connected to this right person, but just happen to be in another relationship, you find yourself at home pining over them, and you're okay with the fact that during the holidays, let's use the most popular one, Christmas Day. You're with your family, you're cooking for your family, you're doing your stuff, you're doing your thing, excuse me. And, you know, as far as that right person that we're talking about who just happened to come at the wrong time, they're with their family all day, help the kids assemble their toys. And then at a certain time in the evening when he can sneak away, like I'm going to my brother's house, or I'm going to the store really quick. And then he comes over and, you know, get intimate with you, sex. I'm trying to watch my mouth because my mom tells me that there's certain things I shouldn't say, but at 50, do I really want to stifle myself like that? So, okay, so anyways, he comes over, he dicks you down, yeah? Yeah. And then what happens? Then he's looking at the clock, you know, looking at his phone, looking at whatever device, and then he's got to get out of there. Why? Because he's got to go home, or the wife is going to raise hell. That baby mama's going to raise hell. Whatever his live-in significant other is going to raise hell, so he's got to go home. So you felt good for that moment. It's like, oh yeah, well, at least he came. And your ego is really saying in the back, oh, you couldn't keep him away from me. Wild horses can't keep him away from me. But then he went back to his reality, and now you're still home alone. So now what? Where do we go from here? Now we've got to come to this place where we've got to love ourselves enough to say, you know what? Thus far, or this far, but no further. I got to save myself. Because, baby, 2020, it's different. My cousin and I were talking about, she said, do you feel anything? Do you feel any excitement about 2020? You know, in regards to the excitement and the preparations we made for in prior years, for previous years. Do you feel that excitement? Do you feel, she's like, I don't really feel it. It's like, I don't know, like it's just another day. And, you know, and I agreed with her. And I think that a lot of that is because we've been doing the work. We've been doing now I'm not saying that we're there. We are 100% there. I mean, we have arrived, honey. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we've been doing the necessary work, self-work, the necessary self-work. We've been working on ourselves. And if you really, really pay attention to it, if you're one of the ones who have been actively engaged in the self-work, you'll look back and see that there's a lot of things that have changed. No matter how small they may be to you, you've grown, you've experienced some different things, and you've gained a few wins in a few areas. And that's a beautiful thing. So, I just want you to occasionally check in with yourself just to see if it feels right, if what you're doing feels like it's conducive to your soul's work, your soul's journey, your path. And this is the year you're not to be afraid to do something different. Do something different. All right? So, and I'm not saying for you to jump in recklessly doing some stupid shit. No. But don't be afraid to do something different, because you're going to enjoy the outcome. Anyways, peace, power, and protection, loved one. This is Mama G. I love you. I really, really love you.